what I would like to say at the outstart is that many boarding schools are in beautiful settings, but St. Donat's Castle, the gardens, the estate, the jousting field, the seafront, the cliffs, well, all that was really exceptional.
We were only 42 countries at the time. Remember, we were during the Cold War. The fact to have, for instance, the first Chinese students there was quite exceptional. They weren't Russians yet, but I must say, okay, it was a lot of European countries, but for instance, a lot of Malaysians, Americans, and the mix was quite good.
It was a coast rescue center, responsible for the safety of life over a 20-mile stretch of dangerous Bristol Channel. Can you imagine the alarm going off while you were in a class or sleeping in your bed, rushing down to the seafront, putting on your skin suit and braving the waves in order to rescue somebody in danger? Apart from the adventure, there was a touch of romanticism in all this, and it was cool, very, very cool. The atmosphere was relaxed and informal. One never felt constraints imposed by rules as particularly strict, especially if you look at other boarding schools of the time. Basically, one soon learned to be responsible for oneself.
We were sort of in between the typical English boarding school and something new that still had to be created. And so I would say personally, my personal feeling was that it was quite extraordinary. That's cool because it was something you could never imagine in a regular boarding school elsewhere.
First years complained when second years gave them a hard time.
We finally got them to quit calling them lamb choppies and pork choppies because there was no difference. They just put choppies on board. I can remember those were really disgusting. We had cream mushrooms on toast. That's a real winner. Cream mushrooms could be used to put wallpaper on a wall. It was really awful. But the funny thing was, once a term, the kitchen staff would put on a really nice meal. And it was almost to taunt us that, they really did know how to cook, but we had a school uniform. Sure, we complained.
We voted for abolishing the uniform and abolishing the morning swim. So that were the two things. And I must say that it was quite extraordinary to have such democratic action from the college staff, from the headmaster. That was quite exceptional at the time. So since then, no more uniform.
Obviously, if I can go back to all the pioneering years of the inshore lifeboats and of beach rescue and cliff rescue, we came a few years later than the pioneering. The pioneering years must have been really exceptional.
We were at a time when things actually changed.
I mean, in my experience, Atlantic College was more a forward-looking place, not really a place where you dwell too much on the past. Obviously, if I can go back to what I think was really the big added value of the college, determination,
the seafront,
consistent,
leadership,
to be non-conformist,
exploration,
be altruistic,